Yeah. Look at that rocket burning. Look at that little video that's being played for your enjoyment at the bottom of our screen. This is what happened to Bitcoin a few hours ago. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Okay, it looks like we are set up and we're good to go. Let me make sure that we're live, we're streaming, and it looks like we are both on D Live and YouTube. YouTube blocked some of my videos for United States and other countries as well. And this is why I'm using D Live as backup, because they don't want me to play. YouTube doesn't want me to play good music for you folks. But D Live doesn't care. D Live welcomes us. It's the blockchain future of streaming. Okay, alright. Oh shit! Josh Davis is in the hizzy with the statement of the century. I'm really happy for you, man. If that is the case, then my utmost respect and congratulations. We potentially are witnessing someone who can be legitimately certified as the MarketSpy guru. That's killer, man. That's killer. Gaming laptop, you can run Armageddon and MEXC so much faster now. This is awesome. ES Trading is here. How you doing, man? Doors are open. Ring a ding ding. Come on in. I had a very, very good day. A bit tired because went to this place and there were a lot of people, but it was like a theme park, and I'm drained from all the fun that we had today. And I came home to see that all our targets got hit from a call that was dragging on and on, but we stuck to our guns. 2 days ago, we were consolidating, and it finally happened, folks. All my friends are or were long, and that is never a good sign. So let's talk about what happened here on the charts, how we figured out that Bitcoin was going to break down here and that these would be our targets. Let's talk about how MarketSpy Armageddon was integral in my analysis, and why being careful here was advised. Right on. But before we go any further, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to show you something real quick over here. World premiere. This is our official intro video. There it is. How cool was that? So with this channel, I'm learning quite a bit of graphics design and video editing, and I think I was able to put a pretty nice animation, and you're going to see this one a lot from now on. I'll start making videos about Bybit, derivatives trading in general, strategies, and we'll play that intro everywhere we go. Alright, so let's take a look at the charts real quick. And before we go any further, actually, I want to have a little surprise announcement, and I'd like to have it now. I'd like to give it to you people. Some of you may recognize these purple triangles, the mysterious triangles that appear in random places. Not so random, there's a reason they appear where they appear, but they're now implemented in MarketSpy Armageddon. The update just got published seconds ago, so you can go and refresh your charts right now and get the update. And let's talk about some major improvements that went into the latest release and how you can benefit with this update in your trading. It's possibly the best thing that can happen between Armageddon and Whale Platoon integration, and I'll explain what I mean by that. So, as an example, we had these levels that I drew and posted for you guys as take profit levels, and I said these are the targets that we are most probably are going to hit. Just didn't know when, but I knew that these are the areas that we were coming to, and we came to them. And I told you guys to scale out. When the call was made, we were somewhere over here, and according to this squiggle line over here, the yellow line, I thought that we were going to make this pattern here. And so it took a little bit of time to get to where we are right now, but if you scaled your orders like I always tell you to, like this, then potentially you had all of your rungs, all of your ladders filled out on the way up, preparing for this short. And I told you, do not risk a lot, do not bet the farm on this. But it doesn't matter, however much you put on this trade, it was still profitable. I treat $1 the same way I treat $100. It doesn't matter to me. It's all about the percentage and consistency. Now, these levels over here, let me open the chart. Let me open our Discord. Let's go to trading floor. And so there it is. Check it out. So this chart, for example, I said that these are my conditionals, and so that you should place your orders market buy or market sell accordingly near or below these lines or above these lines. And in case that one of them got triggered, for example on the way down, this would be your stop line if you're using stops to be safe. And I recommend using stops for bigger accounts, bigger holders. You guys who are trading good volume of Bitcoin, you should probably pay attention to these a lot more than people with smaller position sizes or wallets. And I'll tell you why I'm not a fan of stops, especially for crypto, in a little bit. But for now, these lines and what we have available now in MarketSpy is something crazy, something completely nuts. So next time when I make a call in Whale Platoon trading floor channel, I will tell you things like, I will say, as I've said before, I will say something like, if we go above this level, then you should long. If we fall below this level, like over here, for example, I said short here if we fall below this trend line and fail to rise above it. Okay, this yellow trend line, I said if we go below here and we fail to rise above it. It never happened. This was drawn about 4 or 5 days ago, I believe, maybe even before that, when I was saying that potentially we could be looking at a short here, but not yet. We just want to see more price action. And of course, this never played out. It actually did play out. If you want to move it a little bit like this, it actually played out exactly. It's just that, you know, time and space continuum, we do not know where or how long it will take for some of these things that I draw to play out, but usually we're pretty precise in this regard. But let's say I said something like this line, and I drew a red line over here, and you're looking at 11,442. Now, instead of doing it yourself manually and babysitting the chart. See, today I was gone since morning. I was like out of the house with the family, and we went on this little crazy trip through the city. Ended up visiting a lot of cool places, blah blah blah. But I scaled my short, and yesterday I said that I'm leaving it overnight. My rungs got filled, all of them. I was underwater at minus 0.5%, I think, as we kept climbing up. But I stuck to my guns, and sometimes, you know, it's not perfect. It's not like when Crypto Ranger says that, okay, we're going down, short it, you should like market buy into a short position and just sit there. That's not how it works. I don't want you to be doing that. But getting ahead of myself. Check it out. So this level, I say if we go above a certain level, let's say over here, right? Now, instead of drawing these lines yourselves, and if you want to be free and walk away from the charts, what you can do with MarketSpy Armageddon now is, if you click on settings, you will see some crazy new shit over here. It says user set long breakout price and user set short breakout price. Ooh-wee! Inputs. If you go to inputs, this is officially now MSAR version 2.05. Long breakout price line. Check this out. So if I say when we go to 12K, you should long, you will put 12K right here. And if I say if we fall below 11,600, then you should short. You should have your order be placed there. Or if you're not comfortable with automatic market buy conditional orders sitting there, and if you want to have like some sort of a level of control, you do this. Yeah. And now you click OK. This is what's going to happen. Did you see that? Did you guys see that? Did you see that? Look at the line. Look at the two lines that just got plotted over here. 1, 2. You see that? And guess what? Now it's an alertable condition. If you click on it and say add alert on MarketSpy Armageddon, you will get the following options. We already have the blue dot. And now we have the breakout line alert. The green square, the yellow flag as requested. These are not necessary. I don't know why, but some of you folks asked and it's here. But blue dot and breakout line alert. You click on that once per bar and it will send you the message saying breakout signal. Which means when the price reaches and taps or touches this level, you will get an instant notification in your trading view. How sick is that? So that's part of the new update as well. The triangles are potential, not guaranteed, but potential reversal signals that you should pay attention on the macro and sometimes on the micro as well. Let's look at the 1 minute chart. I know a lot of you guys are in the habit and blue dots are still killing the game no matter what, but now we have these triangles which indicate a potential upbeat in the trend direction. Too noisy, too noisy. Maybe let's go to daily to demonstrate this more effectively. So as you can see, these triangles, they appear before a substantial rise in prices. On the daily, it's very potent. The last triangle appeared over here, and ever since then we've been just smashing it on our way up to heavens. On the 4 hour, you can see the last signal when we were near the bottom was here. They do occur like this, a lot of the fake outs. I don't know, I just thought that they would be good as an extra confirmation for your longs or reversals, or when the price is attempting to make a jump above all the band levels over here, for example, so that you can get a visual cue. And for example, they work best when you get one of them and then you don't buy where they appear. You kind of like scale in below them. Again, always scaling helps because they do play out, but it may take a little bit of time. As you can see over here, it went up and then it had a little cool off period and then it started climbing up. Same thing happened over here. Although it seems small, it's not really small in place of uncertainties. So it jumps up and it happens. The cool thing is that it happens usually when we're below the baseline. So it's not an immediate signal to long, but when you see one, you can expect further upside a little later. So this is perfect to enter your position in multiple levels. So place your ladders 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 below this triangle. They usually get filled and then you get your little ride up. These are identical to the one that MarketCypher uses, for example, in their B or A or whatever it's called indicator. So for those of you who are fans of that indicator and are using MarketSpy as well, you will feel right at home. You will see them in the exact same places as where Cypher prints them. Now, so these are the two major So long breakout price line, short breakout price line, they're all alertable. You can actually now place them and you don't have to watch the chart. When it taps it, it'll alert you at a certain price level and you just come back and do your thing from there, you know. Very, very cool. To turn it off, you can just put 0 over here and they'll disappear. There you go, they're gone. The other feature that was included, highly experimental, and by default it is not activated. You do not see it. You have to go inside the settings, and the reason it's not shown by default is because I don't want a lot of you folks who are just getting into this to kind of like jump on it and it says beta over here. So that's a warning. That means it's not fully optimized, but I just wanted you guys to have something so you can have some fun and it could help you. Now, searching for long signals is more important than searching for short signals, because in this market you will make more money gradually looking for longs. As for the short signals, for example, we have our other indications on Armageddon, which are exit indications, not necessarily short indications, but exit indications from longs. And I suggest that you you stick to the script and you don't, unless it's a 100% bear market, then you can trust that these longs will benefit you long term, and using short signals as exit points is how you will make money fast. Potential bottom filter 1 and potential bottom filter 2. Now these are very curious things over here. On the 15-minute, what they attempt to do, as the title suggests, is that they potentially attempt to filter out the bottoms, and they will be colored denim like this. I would say it's a crystal ball of MarketSpy Armageddon in terms of sniffing out the bottom. However, it is insanely difficult to create a string of parameters, to create an algorithm for something like this, because the future price is unknown and it can only read the past price and do a whole bunch of comparisons and potentially give you out this this sort of indication that we are at the bottom. Which means for you beginners out there, I wouldn't recommend this because I have seen a lot of people who just jump on these signals blindly without using other confirmations. So it's just here. If you need it, you can activate it and you can take a look at it. Now, we don't see anything here, but you will see one denim color. It's like faded blue, almost it's actually the exact same color as the magnetic line over here. It's the exact same color. So I call it denim. And look at this orange triangle that showed you on this candle that we're potentially at the bottom. Now, of course, things, you know, if you longed over here, good for you on this signal, for example. That's $135, 1% move. Pretty powerful. 4 hours on a 15-minute chart, right? 4 hours, not bad. Now, the orange triangle sniffs out the bottom. It showed up over here and told you that we're probably somewhere near the bottom. Like I said, it's not precise. It cannot be. It will never be. But I would say it's pretty damn close next to these purple triangles to tell you ahead of time that we are bottomed out and we can't get lower than that. Look at this. We're just going back in history on the 15-minute chart to see where they get plotted. The denim one is a more casual entry. very cautious entry. However, they play out longer term. The orange ones are more immediate aggressive entries. So you actually have a couple of them over here. Look at that. 2 side by side, which was correct. If you longed over here, you would have been in profit. $100 move or even more if we 140 99 bars one day during this consolidation. So it's not bad considering that what followed afterwards was a complete rise to the top. So this, if you zoom out a little bit, is the bottom, but we're looking on the 15-minute time frame. So so that's another one, that's another update. So these signals, the curious feature about them is that since the baseline is our confirmator over here, and I always stress the importance of it and the role that it plays in your as your exit and entry indicator, is pretty high on my list of priorities, using the baseline as an indicator for that sort of thing. But these ones over here, they could potentially tell you that we're bottoming out. They're not 100% right all the time, but they are just an extra layer of a confirmation to enter along, because there's nothing more beautiful than you have a dump. And so, for example, right, like we're rising over here, slight dump below the baseline. You know that we're going to probably go lower, so you might as well ignore all these triangles here, whatever they tell you. You listen to the yellow X and red X's over here more than these things. Now, after a sharp dump like this, then when the denim triangle shows up, when the purple triangle shows up, when the orange triangle show up, now you know after a sharp sell-off that this may have been it. This could be as far as we go. And what you do is you start looking for a long position. We're above the baseline, things are starting to look good, so you're longing. Blue dot shows up to the rescue, blah blah blah, and we make this violent move up. Mission accomplished. Here's another instance of the denim triangle and the orange triangle over here, showing you that we have potentially bottomed out. Again, 15 minutes. Each candle represents a 15-minute. So these are quite significant. So for example, if we're looking at this one, let's zoom way in. Looking at this one here, we have a candle shot up and it produced this curious denim. And let's say you jumped on this and you longed it. From here to here, that's $100 move. $80 move. I just thought of something. I'm thinking like the bottom sniffer. That just kind of, that sounds, something's wrong with the way that sounds. Sniffing the bottoms. But you get the idea, right? So that was added in to potentially show you. Let's go to 1 minute, the most difficult of all. Let's see what's happening. Look, they're starting to show up. They're starting to show up. And in this range, very noisy, you're gonna get a bunch of mixed signal, but each and every one of them are playing out accordingly currently, even though the moves are tiny. However, these triangles over here show you the bottom. These triangles over here show you the bottom. So they happened earlier, and on even a minute time frame is and these are profitable signals. These are profitable signals, and I would say like 80% accurate. 80% accurate. So highly experimental. We're still waiting to see if we can improve it, but I thought you guys might start using it now. Even like moves like this, you know, in a minute, you don't want to be holding more than 5 minutes anyway. So If we came back down here and you're like, oh, okay, did we bottom out? It shows you almost immediately after the dump slowdown, way before. You have a choice. You can wait for the green dot, the green square, or you can wait for the triangle. And if the triangle is what you're trading, then there's a $20 move over here, $10 move on a minute chart. Pretty insane, low gains, but hey, you totally do that. Okay, so that's it for those two features. So once again, in this update, we have the crazy long breakout price line and short breakout price line that you can define and add an alert to. That's one. Second, we have potential bottom filter. Two of them. One is aggressive, one is passive aggressive. What else? Armageddon is just getting stronger and stronger. Next, about the zigzag line. The zigzag line was optimized, and now it's a razor thin spider web like line over here. Hey Soma, what's going on, man? Good morning, good morning. And I actually and you actually asked Soma, you answered to me when I said what do you guys want to do with the zigzag line. People said I'm not sure how to use it here, but it's not as obnoxious as it used to be. Very nice. And for the beginners, since we're here, it just shows you these points like visual cues. There's no specific way to use it, but if you're drawing lines, for example, right, then you can just look at these points and connect them to create your ley lines, kind of like see if you're coming up with a pattern of sorts. You can also use it for my 1 2 3 4 long or short, a set of 1 2 3 4, and then you long, not in this case, but something like that. I'll show you how to use it later, but for now it just gives you a quick visual recognition of the top peaks and the bottoms. So we have two of those things. Yeah, next time I tell you guys to buy above a certain price level, you just put it in here. You see it on the chart in Whale Platoon. You'll put it down here, and I say if we fall below here, you're short. You click OK, and it will plot two lines for you automatically like this, and they're alertable. And now every time we hit those lines, either up or down, you will see an alert. Breakout line alert. You can set it and forget it, so you don't have to watch the charts. So if we touch it, you can come back and reassess and reevaluate. So I think that's very, very useful. Little things like that really improves our experience. So the potential bottom filter, beta, highly dangerous. Do not use it. Do not rely on it as the go-to signal. But it sniffs out the bottoms, like I said, and it shows you potential. We're not seeing any right now here, so I don't know if this is the end of the world or what. Maybe there's more dumpage incoming, but you'll see them. You'll see them at random places, and you can make up your mind from there. So like one orange triangle over here, that was the bottom. It caught it and it told you get ready. So these are sort of like the pink dots and the pale blue dots, spots over here on the lightning, except these are on Armageddon, that give you heads up of things to come. One is kind of faded blue, the other one is orange. One more thing that was added to the latest update, and I think it's very interesting how, let's turn these off for now. It's very interesting how so the purple triangles, yes, those as well. You know where these come from. The exact same thing. MC uses it. Now we have it here too. Wahaha. But hey, Apple inspired Samsung many a times, and vice versa. Now we have the optional SMA ribbon. Now this is very cool. We already had similar options available here, MA1, MA2, MA3, but these are designed a little differently, and they are for extra safety measures. Some people like to have their slow moving averages all over the place. I don't, but if I would have one, it'd be the 21 slow moving average, and we can click on this and it'll give you like this gorgeous orange line. Look at that. That runs across Armageddon. And the curious thing about this line is that more often than not, the price action, like your candles, will use this line as support or resistance, especially on lower time frames. Like for example, yeah, orange line is quite thick in its intended design. Is to give you a quick sort of like support and resistance line. You can treat it as such, and I recommend that. So for example, we kept hitting it, you can see perfectly, and then we finally bounced off it, and then we hit it a little bit over here, bounced from it, and you can see how precisely the 21 moving average supports price. I mean, this is all these other ribbons that we have here that serve a different purpose do not give you that sort of visual representation of the support, if it's acting as support and resistance line, and most times it does. If you go to the daily chart and zoom in all the way up, you can see it's acting as resistance over here. 1 touch, 2, 3, 4, and then we break above it, and magic happens. Also over here, for example, we came below it. So just you know, customizable. You can, if you play some YouTube videos out there, people are using like the 51 moving average, for example. So it'll draw right here instantly, and it's always like this orange. 200. A lot of people use 200 long-term macro sort of view, and there you have it. People talk about death crosses, you know, golden crosses and all that. Now you can easily represent those visually by plotting. So show MA2, and here you can put 100 when 50 crosses 200, for example, golden cross, and it happened over here. So you have your green line with instances of red when the trend is going against us, but in this way you can clearly identify your supports and resistance if you're trading EMAs. Alright, and that's it for the update, and I think, yeah, most options are now off by default. You can activate it. It has the defaults activated for what I thought was the best set of features without confusing people, and if you dig into inputs, you can actually have some extra options available to you, like channels and MA lengths and all that stuff. Again, here in this tab of style, you can see your plotted lines will be user set long breakout price and user set short breakout price. show up over here. Oh, the biggest addition that I forgot to talk about. Guys, let's reset these settings over here quick. We have finally, if you notice, this EMA ribbon is now looking like you've seen it before. And that's because I like what I've seen before. And now it's here. It's yours. For a fraction of what others would have paid. The exact same thing. It was completely rewritten to basically reflect accuracy. And now the transition between yellow, you will not see too many breaks like these false blue, yellow as we had in the previous version, if you check. So now when certain things happen within this ribbon, when certain lines cross each other and other conditions like the high open close candles basically take place in a certain level here below or above these ribbons, they will change colors accordingly. And it is now smooth as butter. It is now smooth as butter, and everything is in sync and is beautiful, customizable. It fades to gray when there's nothing, when we're in a downtrend, for example. So you have more visual cues now to make good decisions about your trades. So that's also been added. That's the final feature of this of this update. Everything else, minus the names over here, except they're called shapes. We'll add that later once we finalize it. This is highly experimental, so use it at your own risk. Everything else stays the same. And if you've been following the 5-minute before the dump over here, not only did it tell you to get out from your long position if you had one over here on the 5, but also when we saw this X that appeared on this candle as it was progressing, because these flash and appear, that was a clear sign that our call was becoming a reality, as we were way below the baseline and there was just not enough juice here. The volume was non-existent here down below. What I love about this whole thing is that the Confluence tab over here gives you a lot of information when it's like mixed like this. The whole time while we were pumping slightly here and there, it was either red or completely blue, green. So that was very, very telling of the overall condition of the market. So that's pretty awesome. Right now it's red. Do we long here? No. We hit all of our targets. We're resting exactly at the lines that I drew right now. 11,400, about there. That was a beautiful beautiful short. Very easy, no stress. But it's time to reevaluate. It's time to see where we could potentially go, and that will take some time. For me to make a call, I have to make sure that volume is confirmed for me. That's a priority. I need to analyze all time frames on MarketSpy Armageddon. And by the way, the short signal was just like everything about the baseline and EMA ribbons telling me that things were not looking so good for us. And I saw a few videos actually from our friends. You know, crypto space is a very tiny community. Everybody knows each other. Well, people don't know me yet, but we're making it happen slowly but surely. But I've seen a video where someone was talking about that this is a bullish consolidation, and a couple of people, guys like Crypto Moon, I think, or something like that, is talking about a breakout either. Oh guys, I tell you one possibility where we go, and if I sense that there's another possibility to go up or whatever in the opposite direction, I tell you about risk management. I tell you, do not go all in, or take it easy, have some patience, and usually there's a good reason behind that. And but you know, as I was reviewing the space overall, crypto YouTube, I've seen many people who are saying, if we break out, we'll go this way, if we break down, we'll go that way. No shit, Sherlock. And you're not telling people how low we can go, except analyzing daily support and resistance zones, which are obvious, basically where these candles end. That's as low as we can go. Don't you think I already know that? Like, that's as low as we can go. Strong support over here in this region. Strong support. If we take our line over here, and if we draw like this, then we can expect Bitcoin to bounce because we have strong support here. It's like you know, it's too obvious. It's too obvious. We don't want that. We want smaller moves that are more confident, because I always advise people not hold. I mean, I don't know if you can do that. If you think you can short over here and hold it to some magic number down here, 8,500 for example, then kudos to you. But that's just not how we roll over here at Cryptopocalypse now. In and out like a hitman, in and out. Because I believe in compounding. I believe that by accumulating smaller but more confident, consistent gains, you can get to that place where a lot of these guys seem to be at, or at least they demonstrate, by taking it slowly, taking it easy. And I always recommend you know, trade very carefully, basically. Yeah. Otherwise, it's just like gambling. But there are times when you can go all in, 50x with a huge position size, and still make it alive, still make it out alive. So definitely possible. No. We have a new room on Discord called Trading is Art, and you can share your videos on there, music, what have you, Photoshop, all that sort of magic for you creative people. And actually, as a matter of fact, someone did share music. I think Soma did, by Naval, Akira the Dawn, the Builder and the Seller.
All the obvious places to dig, and so to find and to get the resources to do what you want.
That's trippy. That's Naval basically. Voiceover over like lo-fi beats. Oh
So if I
man.
can make it, anybody can. Now,
For those of you who missed the update part of the video over here,
so there are some prerequisites you can't get past, but if you're listening to this, you probably have the requisite means at your disposal, which is a functioning body and a functioning mind.
that's too deep, Naval. I can't focus on that right now. We're kind of like celebrating here a little bit, so let's see if we can find something suitable. This would do it. Yeah, so if you guys missed the replay for this video will contain all the things that you need to know about the update for MarketSpy Armageddon. I just covered all that. Should probably start doing separate videos about these, but I have a whole bunch of plans where I am going to basically sit down and create like these tutorials and proper how-to videos for trading with MarketSpy. But yeah, for now we're chilling. See, one of these purple reversal triangles showed up. It's good to take a look at your Confluence tab and see that all of the homeboys are in the his A over here, except 3 individuals. DMI, MA100 and the MA200 are missing, and now the purple is like, I'm out of here. Purple disappeared. So we're waiting to see that the guest list gets confirmed and we have everyone on board. Is it obvious that we're going to bounce a little bit over here? Another agonizing age of consolidation is upon us. And BART up? Are we conditioned to expect these patterns to I don't know. If we do that, that's almost like they want us to think that we will BART up. I mean, it's too easy. If that is the case, this is way too easy. It cannot be. I refuse to believe it. Although it does appear to work. Now, 5 minutes after a dump like this, I call this a fresh open wound, a fresh cut that needs to heal. Market people, like the participants here, need to decide right now whether we're going to keep pushing the price back to the levels we just dropped from, or we're exhausted, because there is such thing as bull exhaustion and we're going to go down. But damn, that short was beautiful. 3 days in a row we've been posting about this short. Because I seen CNBC talking about new highs, crypto Twitter talking about new highs. Everyone was just kind of like, we're so close to 13K right now. And I was like, it's possible, but something tells me. Open interest, when I shared that on Discord, that happens when we have this ratio of, like, people are looking at these numbers over here and they see longs, they were like almost at 80%. The market will not allow that many people to win. The minority always wins. You, my shinobis, are the minority. We stay in the shadows and trade the shadows. Not the wicks, not the candle shadows, but actually out of the radar, against the grain sometimes trades And it's always been like that from day one, since I opened this Discord to serve as a personal journal for my trades. If you go all the way back in history, you will see that pretty much every setup was against the grain of everyone else. Every single time. Numerous conversations between me, Crypto Turtle, one of the early members on our Discord, saying, are we really going to? And sometimes I had to wait a week to come out and be in the right. And the goal is not to be right. The goal is to freaking profit by trading. Alright, no matter what. And so it doesn't matter who's right or wrong in the end, but it matters if your money is involved and if you don't have risk management, which trumps all other chart readings no matter what. Even if you're wrong, but your risk management is so good that you don't ever bet the farm on any single trade, then you always have the possibility to come out high and dry out the water. It's good. But take this into account right now and see how the ratios over here are starting to flip. And the funding rate was way too high. I mean, bears were getting paid almost 0.2%. Anyone who's in the short. Who was getting paid? The minority. People who went short while staying in short. You probably, if you took my signal too, you probably got paid maybe $50 or $30 or whatever. 2 days in the short at those rates. I mean, 0.16%, that's crazy. On your position size and your leverage, you're getting paid that much, and the market will simply not allow. So these are whales who are going to sell in net profit. They will go short to collect the funding rates while everyone else goes long. The minority always wins in these markets, and the majority is way too visible. So, when in doubt, trust your doubt. I looked at the bid and ask sum within the 10% range from the price. And you can filter by 6 hours, 24 hours. And the ask side was kind of heavy on the books. Now the books can tell you one story, and they can shift instantly into something else. And the asking side was playing heavy. The volume was just kind of like flatlined, and the daily also did not look like it was a bullish concentration. It actually looked like it was on the verge of a breakdown. Now, could we go lower? It's possible. It's possible from here. Because right now, a lot of people's dreams got broken, shattered. And so, this freshly opened wound needs time to heal. It cannot just jump back up. Because when you have this little struggle up, down and up. By the way, this little short was also called over here. No, which one was it? It was like a few days. I don't know. I think it was yesterday. We had like a sharp sell-off. And we caught that as well. No, not this. Something else. My Bybit affiliate system, total commissions. I still am very thankful that you guys signed up to my Bybit trading link, and that's honestly the best way to support the channel. But start taking those signals, start taking those calls, and trade. And trade. You will not regret it, and you will support me in the process, which is always a good, clean, two-way street that everybody wants to be at. Sit down on a bench, sip some coffee, read a newspaper. It's good. So consider that. Yeah, this signal. Orders got filled. We hit it exactly at 11,441. I talked about it in the previous video. Bazam, and then we bounced back up and started climbing, hit these resistance levels, and went back down again to this line pretty much. When the money flow, like, this is crazy how money, if you look at market cap, it actually decreased significantly on the 5-minute and 1 hour. You can see that money, a little bit of money, not billions, but close enough, left the market. Interestingly enough. And when it's in the red right now, this is the best time to buy the blood, but not when the wound is open and we're going down. You want to catch the bottom. I suggest you use Armageddon to augment your candles. Go down here and try out the potential bottom filter 1 and 2 and see if it can produce a signal. It's not always there, but sometimes when it does appear, like this over here, for example, this is the denim sign, denim patch triangle that shows you the potential bottom. Here, these triangles, these orange triangles, are a very good indicator that we may have hit the bottom. But I'm not seeing them now, and I'm not saying this is 100% reliable, but it's just it just gives you an extra level of confidence for looking at things like that. Now, we're being held on this support level. Volume is this is fugly. Very fugly. Nah. Let's keep it black. Like this. So we can easily see what is happening here. Actually, let's change that a little bit. Okay, but hourly, for example, volume is declining, price is not falling, or is also falling. That's good. There is a potential reversal that's in the making right now, and one of our members over there, I think it was RX. Oh shit, some scalp from Red Comet in the profit wall. We're starting to see some entries. I like that. That's beautiful, man. Just be careful scalping, but this is nice. Red Comet, congrats, man. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. I'm trying to find the name of the member who said, still trying to memorize my classroom here. Everyone by their name. Update your your MarketSpy suite, because both of them actually, I didn't talk about MarketSpy X yet. I don't think I have, but it's a minor update. A couple of colors, more visually punchy, darker blues over here. No improvements other than the visual aspect of it, and you can now what can you do now? I think, let me see, what was it? Oh yeah, the blood diamonds, they're just like more present now. Orangish, reddish color, like this bright red. So just a little bit easier on the eyes, I think. And for the most part, that's all that was changed with this update, because it's already perfect. There's absolutely nothing that we need to tweak, add, or modify here, because it's already insane in the membrane. And 1 hour, the biggest telling sign of the momentum shifting down for me personally, this little drop over here. The signal was on the 5 minutes, a yellow X. Usually they appear on the higher time frames. You just have to put it all together and see, like, yeah, okay, I see it. This is what's foretelling of the future. It's going to happen on the 1 hour. But for me, it was the fact that during this whole period over here, right, from August 6th, when we hit the bull resistance over here, it's fine. We came back down, and here something curious happened. We came back down over here, and we did not hit the bull support. We did not hit the bull support. We bounced off of the RSI bear support level over here. So this over here was actually very concerning to me. And the last couple of nights when I was looking at the charts, coming up with a perfect entry and exits for us on these levels, I thought to myself that this is quite curious, because in a very bullish scenario, a truly bullish scenario, in the 1 hour also, people would buy every dip. And even though it looked like we kept buying the dip, and we had these long shadows on our Heiken and Ashi candles, I kept wondering if there was a reason that we went lower than the bull support zone, and we actually hit the bear support zone and bounced from the bear support zone, hit the bear resistance, came back down slightly above it in the oversold peak over here, as indicated by our magical RSI, and then we came back down, leaning sideways and bouncing inside, mind you, the bear resistance over here. And when we came back down again, we broke below the bull support and bounced on the bear resistance RSI power zone over here. As you know, these power zones are crucial, and the reason they were added is to increase the power of this trading suite. So MarketSpy X gives you extra set of eyes and hands when it comes to this. And then from here, as you can see, we kept bouncing up to the bear resistance. We came back down, curved up again, and we kept hitting this line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times until the crash. And we went below the bear bull support on the 1 hour. And it was expected that we would go to these levels over here. And we're currently in the oversold territory, but bears can push it all the way back to 20, and even in certain cases below. Extremely rare scenarios, but it is possible that our RSI goes here. But this is bear support. Okay, they can push it all the way down here, and then when the price rises back up, RSI will not be able to overcome this power zone between 65 and 55 RSI. So this is as high as we can go in terms of the ceiling for a bull or a bear move in this case. So it was quite bearish. So and this is why I said that we are most likely going to follow the squiggly line over here that I've drawn for you guys a few days ago. Not exactly the same time and space, you know, no one can predict what is going to happen, but so yeah, this is just another quick heads up for you guys. Pay attention, this is here for a reason. If you're trading forex, for example, this shit is useless. RSI is garbage, it's not needed, you don't apply it. But this is specifically designed for stocks and crypto, for assets that have intrinsic value, that can actually acquire value over time or shed value over time. So these are very highly effective traditional trading tools, and it was implemented but also enhanced with your bear bull resist. And speaking of bear, let's go to 30 minutes. I think it was when I was looking at it earlier today from my phone, maybe not 15. Yeah, it was this one right here was quite extended. I was looking at this hidden bear divergence over here. Although it's quite small, it still was adding to the confluence of everything else. The open interest, the majority that are long, the fact that we were gradually climbing up and not like a crazy candle up to take us higher. It was just like you know, people getting fooled into the position, looking at 13k or something like that, 12.8. So all of that, these signs, they start to play an important role, because you know that you are at the end of a consolidation period or a trend. And so when the price action is at the end of a trend or is there during the trend, divergences are best. It's best to pay attention to them. So just to let you know. And hidden bear divergences over here. What happens sometimes, if one of them gets ignored, they become almost amplified at times on lower time frames especially. So hidden bear divergence, market ignored it. Maybe somehow the trading bots or the systems around the world, they catch on a little bit later. Maybe there's like some difference in interpretation of these signals, but they are universal. So if you're looking at this and MarketSpy is telling you this, it is 100% possible, and probably is 100% true, that other bots are looking at the exact same thing and are planning a move accordingly. Now, they might take some time and they might not play out instantaneously, but sometimes they do. But these are warning signs, these are all telling signs. And right now, even though we have a green pulse on 15 minutes over here, we're all in the blood. The vein, the curious thing about this thing is that once you have a green pulse and your line is cutting into the dark blue, on the momentum or the trend of this blue momentum wave indicator, you're saying, yeah, this is going to play, and it will. You will see that this will play out. You might as well just blindly go in long. However, I like to find very good entries, and my recommendation is that you scale your prices. One of our members, actually Transgenic, I think he wrote an incredible tool which you can use to scale in your orders with on Bybit. There was a tool like that on BitMEXC, but now it's on Bybit. So on Bybit, we can actually use his crazy voodoo tool to do shit like that, like scale in and with a single click of a button, open or close a position. It's a desktop tool that you download. It's called Bybit Tools, and I recommend you check that out. But what you do is you place your orders, multiple orders, below this green dot, and see how many of them will get filled. That's risk management. You don't go all in with everything that you've got. For smaller accounts, wait it out. Never trade an openly freshly opened wound like this, because you need time for it to heal. Your EMA ribbon, this magnetic strip, is already pulling the price closer to it, because when there's this separation that happens, the magnetic line, the EMAs over here, they will always pull the price back closer to them. Doesn't mean that we will rise above them and start a new trend, but it will get tightened up, so to say, and get pulled back closer to them. So very important to pay attention to those as well. What else is here to look at? So yeah, update your stuff, and you can see that the vein right now, when it's in the exercise mode, so to say, it starts pumping, and you can see how it turns blue and starts carrying this light blue wave momentum indicators weight all the way up as well. But right now it's bent and it's white, and when it's white, it's a slippery slope right over here. Do you see how the blue was blended together? This is a bullish oversold area where the normal market pressure, the selling pressure, is paused momentarily when bulls are experiencing their euphoria. Right over here, this is when you get ready and prepare and start planning for your shorts. Here, not so much. There's no blend of this blue mountain with this little blue hill over here. There's no blending mode. Here's one. Here's another. Quite powerful moves. This, not so much, but take a look. Here you start scaling into a short, and it's a successful short. This, look how blue it is. What happened over here is that we were completely oversold to smithereens over here. Look at that. And then the vein started acting up. Blue, white, inconsistency. Flip-flopping, changing its mind, going back and forth between its different states. So this is your first telling sign. You have your blood diamond over here, oversold RSI hitting the bull resistance. A pink spot appeared on the lightning. Lightning is way over the rainbow over there. R bear, regular bear divergence on the RSI. You're at the top of the momentum algorithm. It's time to go down. It is time to go down. And then some YouTubers were talking about, they were doing this. They would choose a candle. Sorry, not a candle, but something like this. And they would do something like this. And they would find another fractal that looked like that, and they would say this is a bullish continuation when the price slows down and it kind of impulses up. So I do not recommend you do that to yourselves, okay? What happened? Right, so we have all these things happening, and the vein right now is experiencing the natural state of the market, which is a dump. That's the natural state of the market of Bitcoin. For traders, it's a dump. For hodlers and long-term investors, it's a slow, gradual rise. Okay, for us, it's constantly expecting that this is the top, this is the top, this is the top. Okay, so very, very careful. And right now there's nothing to trade unless you're pro in the smaller time frames. There's actually, I don't know if these moves are worth our time right now. I mean, if you short it, then you hopefully made some good profit, and if you are scalping, then you're still making good profits. God damn it, right over here at this dot. And possibly check it out, the baseline is over here. This is the first candle above it. It's not as clean and confident. A confident candle does not have a tail. Anything could happen here. I guess we're in the consolidation zone right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is probably a long territory over here. You count it by 1, 2, 3, 4 by these peaks. The zigzag line, it's white, it's tiny. This little thread of spider web thing over here can tell you 1, 2, 3, 4. Hidden bear divergence, and right now we're bouncing from the bear support zone, and we're probably going to hit this roof over here, because this is as far as a bearish price action can go. It cannot go to the green and bounce back. That would be bullish. That would be like a complete revert. And there it is, there it is. Also, the levels that I drew, look how precisely these candles are trying to go back above them. Now these take profit levels that I drew are not just simply some lines where I approximately said, you know what, this is where we're going to take our profit randomly. These are actually support and resistance zones, and we trade those at Cryptopocalypse now all the time. Now here you can see how we're being held by this zone, or rather we're within it, within the zone. This was as far as we went from the collapse. Came back down, bounced a little bit, broke it again, came back above it, trying to break above it. So you know what I always say, even on the 5-minute, is that you short the previously broken support. I know some people don't believe in that, but believe me, Bitcoin follows these rules like a good obedient dog. And if we rise above this line over here, for example, and we come back up here and rise above it and go back down and bounce, then that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're allowed to long. Even on the 5-minute, the same rules apply. Long how? You're looking for high highs and lower lows, higher highs and lower highs, lower highs and lower lows for the opposite direction. This update is going to be awesome for you guys. We have the bottom sniffer. What a disgusting name for an update. The bottom sniffer. The bottom filter, actually. I don't know why I keep calling it sniffer. I know nothing about that, people. Don't look at me that way. The potential bottom filter is in beta. Be careful with it. But like I said, if you want to use it in your trades, you're welcome to do so. I think you'll benefit from it. They will holy shit, that scared me, man. That really scared me. I thought that this was some part of the indication on Armageddon. I was like, what is that? Don't worry about that. But here they are, these orange signs, these orange triangles, they will show you approximately where the bottom is. And here it was right, just not immediately. This is why I always say after every signal that you receive, scale your orders, limit orders right below the signal in multiple instances, okay? Because that's the best way that you can guarantee a very low entry price from both sides. And what kind of music do you guys like? What should I play here? What should I play? Let's play the official Cryptopocalypse Now playlist on Spotify. Yes, if you have Spotify, you can go and search for Cryptopocalypse Now and find it. It's really good. But yeah, that was some sniper stuff. That was some sniper stuff. 5 calls in the last 2 weeks or so that were highly profitable, high probability calls. Our bot on Discord, when people leave, it says goodbye bag holder, and it shows like a sad face. Yeah, because I went to this altcoin community on Discord. I told these people, I was like, yo, come over here, you don't need nothing else. Let's get some trades under your belt. But people got burned many a times, and so they're skeptical. Everyone is skeptical. It takes time to gain people's confidence, and I also understand why many have not been taking the trades, even though they would be sitting pretty right now if they did. But it takes time, I know. The thing about the game is that you watch it, and then you finally decide to do it, and something goes wrong. How many years have you been watching Bitcoin before you decided to buy your first one? I don't know. Hopefully not in 2017, because there are plenty of stories from people who got burned by that. You know what? Good successful trades happen when there's just like when everyone knows that Bitcoin is going to the moon, but you're the only person who knows that it's not true. And there's a very, very fine line between people who are inexperienced maybe in trading overall, but who come along and they see that overall picture is bullish. The masses, everyone is bullish, and they will on purpose be bearish and say, well, I choose to defer. I am not like you. I am different, they will say. And life hits them in the face because they're wrong again. In this one instance, everyone was right. We are indeed bullish. Because as I was trading on BitMEXC, I was watching people on Trollbox and everywhere else just giving out stupid advice. And there were so many bears in disbelief. We kept climbing higher and higher and higher on every possible candle thrown at us. It was just an indication that it's on now. Since 5K. But nobody could believe it, because in order to change your mind, it takes a couple of months. And then you finally realize that, yeah, we are indeed. It's like all those guys on YouTube who are saying we need a confirmation, and they're talking about like $1,000 moves. We need to close about 13K for me to turn bullish. Okay, all right, buddy, you go ahead and do that. But do you see where I'm getting with this? Where I'm going with this? It's when everyone starts talking about this one thing, is when you have to question reality. Because the majority struggles. All right. And we at Cryptopocalypse now are a minority. By far. A minority that is strong, powerful, direct, confident in the trades that we make and take, and we never risk our savings. We never risk our whole houses and cars on trades, which with this tool is now entirely possible, but you have to back it up. You have to back it up with a few of your own convictions about the market state. And I'll tell you something, guys, the more you listen to noise is noise, right? I have on our Discord, you know, that our bot that supplies the news in the news channel, the fundamental channel, the bot's name, its name is Noise. It's got this crow as a sign, and it spreads gossip and rumors, and it's just noise. All the news around the world about Bitcoin is noise. The only thing that is not noise is what's right in front of you. You have to trust yourself, stick to your guns. And as a trader, news in today's environment, it's not like when our fathers used to sit at the table in the morning and the first thing they would do is read the newspaper. Some of us kind of do that same thing now by holding our phones to our faces in the morning, and we're reading to see what is happening across the market in crypto. And the problem with that is that sometimes that can influence subliminally your decisions throughout the day, because as you keep researching and finding more and more information and listening to a whole variety of groups and people, it will start to influence your own personal decisions about what kind of trades that you should be taking. And so the best thing would be, in my opinion, is to actually use a tool like MarketSpy and just do your damn thing. I mean, if you're blindly, absolutely blindly, longing the green dots, but with proper, not just like, okay, I see it, with a proper understanding of how these links are created, how they work. And if you scale your orders, like I always teach you, your rungs will get filled one by one, because usually these indicators around the world are doing the exact opposite of what people are looking at. And so you should always be prepared. And imagine it's a tactical warfare. You want to step back a little bit, and the enemy will come at you with a force. But if you're light, aka risk management, you're light on your position and you're taking a few steps back, you're not just trying to butt heads together with people whose whole sole purpose in this trading space is to take your hard-earned money away from you. If you let them hit you, punch you, But instead of like pushing against the punch with your own shoulder and get hurt, you allow the punch to come through you, which is what the scaling orders are for. You allow the punch to come through you to minimize the damage, and eventually the hit will not be as felt. It will not be as heavy. So it's like Tai Chi. Someone is pushing you, and you're pulling away from that push. You're not going against it. Minimal resistance. And support and resistance levels have a very similar what do we call this, personality, or very similar. So a tactic like this could apply to something like, let's say you're at this green dot, right? And it's an absolutely beautiful mood. In my opinion, 15 minutes, this is not the best. This is not the best. It could have been better. But let's say you entered on this position where you scale your orders like this: $100 here, $100 here, $100 here, $100, 20 orders in total. When the price kept going and you kept seeing these green dots appear over here, right? This is a very rare instance where the mood of the market is just not so great and there's very little confidence, and so it keeps producing them. The next move will be explosive after this accumulation of the GPS dots over here, the green pulse signal. These pulses, when combined together, produce very satisfying results. But let's say you ordered in and your average entry is over here now. No, maybe probably even over here if you're thinking about like ordering right away here and taking this ride, or scaling in and averaging down, or dollar cost averaging. All your rungs get filled and your price, and especially if you do it like the way I say you should do it, using two accounts, for example, where you put one into a long and you put one into a short. Yeah, so away from the price itself, wherever it is, away from it, to short, you put your longs above. As the price touches them, picks some of them up, picks up the passengers, hits all the stop losses, shakes out a few people above, and starts going down. You may not have entered on with everything that you own, so the profit will not be as significant, but it will be enough and satisfying, because as the price keeps going against you, it actually is in your favor. And while you're longing, while one account is accumulating in the sell, the other one is accumulating in the buy. And when it's time to reverse, and MEXC is very effective at showing you these, when it's time to reverse, you will come out victorious, because when the moment comes, that's a $500 move right here, people. And if you averaged it down from here to here, so what? 367. Let's say you held and you didn't sell. Price went against you, down. You had another chance. 22 hours later, $200 move. Take, fix your profits. The flag is here to tell you, okay, get out. It's here to tell you to get out, and you should listen to it. Risk management trumps every other strategy out there. Every chart reading, no matter what, any signal group. Your risk management, you will stick with me, stay with me for 1 year. Do it properly. Do it like I don't know. I don't even know how to say it. Not maybe a full-time job. For some of you it is maybe, but for others, treat it as your part-time job, but treat it as a job. Because the difference between those people who work at firms is that they're being told when to stop trading or when to start trading. You are sitting looking at the charts there. It's really hard to stop yourself or tell yourself, okay, today is not a good day to trade. There's no signal here. But you have to be able to learn how to do that. And so once you do that, also these firms, they allow limited capital to trade with. They don't put like the whole equity that the firm owns or has invested everywhere else into this one product. And so there's no, as a diversificator, if you will, you cannot diversify your portfolio because your portfolio is strictly BTC. Like 90% of it hopefully is BTC. And the only way to apply the diversification philosophy here is to use small amounts, don't risk too much, and also find the best average entry price. You can never catch the bottom and you will never sell the top. With Armageddon you will, with MarketSpy you will, but I'm just saying, in your habit, you should always know that your profit will be right here. On this sell, as we started scaling, I told you to scale. You probably had a good entry over here somewhere multiple times, and then we dropped, and it's like you exit over here. You don't wait for it to go lower because you just made your we hit our targets, right? So always treat it like a thing. And I'm gonna repeat this one golden phrase that one of our members, Soma, said. He said, you know, expect when we fall, expect that we will not go lower our target or support zone, and when we rise, expect that we will not go higher when shorting and longing respectively. That's kind of crazy how, I mean, it's so simple, but sometimes you just need to hear it. It's like, I know it, you know it, we all know it, but you don't actually act upon it until someone reminds you and blinds your greed, which is what is necessary right now, is to just tell yourself, okay, look, wait a minute, I gotta be happy and thankful. I always say, take your profits gracefully and trade humbly, and that means respect your money and do not put more into the trade, because compounding over time, you will be able to make some powerful trades, and your life will change in like a few months. But you need to put things on the grindstone for a little bit, you know. Especially for you folks with I know some don't have as much, but whatever you have, that could be the world to you, and your job is to protect that baby, that capital, with all you've got, which means sometimes not taking trades, which means sometimes turning off the TV noise, reevaluating everything, keeping a trade journal, and treating it like a like, it's not even college yet, it's not even a job, it's just like the preparation stage, okay? And then when you take that one trade, like we just did with the last 4 or 5 trades or so, you're good to go. Now you have a little bit to play with. Now you have a little bit more that you can bet on a particular move that's brewing. So just keep that in mind and use these tools to your advantage, because currently these are the most powerful tools that you can get your hands on, even if there are similar looking ones available. The eye candy is nice, but when you have the results, you got the green in your bank, that's even better. That's even better. And so we only trade high probability setups. So for now, with your new update, just chill out, kick back. If you did take this long or short or whatever it was, and you profited some, go to our Discord and share it in the profit wall for all others to see, because that's a very good thing. Spread joy and positivity and tell people that you are okay, and they will feel okay too. Stories of losses. Good trader will lose, forgive himself, and try again. And that's all I have to say here. Now, this chart drawn some time ago definitely needs some reevaluation, but it's still valid. I'll leave you with this before I go. It's still valid even though it's old. You see these green things? These are the buy orders. These are the buy orders scaled in for, and I expect 2, 3, or 5 of them to get picked up on average before a bounce. But here, this is still valid. As a matter of fact, if you move this over here, then it becomes very, very clear that this is exactly what happened, except a bit later in time. It got postponed a little bit. You see? It got postponed a little bit. But I was saying a week ago that we should short here if we were to fall, come back up, retest this broken trend line, and then fail, and then we'll have a bigger move down towards this green trend line over here. And yeah, some of you are thinking, okay, why are you drawing it? Like, why is it cutting this little nut sack over here off? Why is it not under it? It has to be precise and perfect. Look, I'm a samurai. As a matter of fact, I don't even use these lines. I use a paintbrush and I do this. Shinobi style. So, I don't care about precision. Some people want to move this and go to the peak. I've been doing this for quite a while, so I kind of know by eye. I love the paintbrush. I don't use anything else, but to illustrate things, I do draw the support trend lines, ley lines, resistance support lines is the only straight lines that I draw. But even then, sometimes I might go do something crazy like this, be like 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, long, retest, short. So it's very easy and fast for me to see what is happening. But here I'd like to tell you that this is still valid, and this Bart Simpson head that's in the making right now, if we keep falling, come back up, I want you to short. Yes, I know it sounds insane, but if it goes back down, comes back up, you can short it. If it fails to rise above and bounce, if it rises, falls, then I want you to long. And my two-way strategy will help you either way, because you will place one of your longs here and one of your shorts here, or scaled orders for a short above here and scaled orders for a long below here. But there are different ways of doing that, and I talked about that before, so we're not going to get into this on the live stream. I just wanted to hang out with you guys for a little bit, tell you what's good on the update, and I just want to see this live thing happen here, which is no signs of any reversal whatsoever over here. Nada. No volume. As a matter of fact, volume is increasing as we keep falling. It's all red. If you're scalping, you're not looking for any longs in this area either. Not on the 5-minute chart. Not yet. We're still dipping. You can see the nipple of our vein is white. It's not looking good. This momentum is still wide open. The trend line is pointing down. Yes, this dotted line is automatic trend line. And based on certain calculations, it tells you that within this period that we've been trading right now, the immediate trend is down. So I would instantly pay attention to signs like these. Red axis, the baseline if we're staying below it, the EMA ribbon, and also maybe this is the time when you go to your settings and activate the new SMA ribbon at 21 length. And here's what the magic is all about. If you zoom in, we kept hitting this ribbon a few times over here. It's orange, it's bright orange, and we fell below it. And usually it's a good indication of support or resistance. So you can treat this 21 SMA as a roof. Oh, look at that. Look at that. The vein never lies. You scalpers are so lucky right now. My hands are tied. But yeah, yellow baseline not looking good. Buzam. You see that? This is the hunter. This is the hunter. To shake out the longs. They sent the hunter. Lightning is bearish. Damn, people, where y'all going? Like 3 people left the stream and they're like, oh shit, gotta close that position. Been longing over here. Don't do that. Don't do that. Oh man, I hope not. Yeah, it's kind of obvious, but they'll keep pushing. The 5-minute, like I said moments before this, pay attention to the bearish signs over here, because we're not looking good right now at all. But yeah, all of my stuff was basically sold at these levels, and this last one I did not have set, so I had to sell it myself. I shared it on Discord, but I'm not looking to that's it. That was my trade for the day. And so what I recommend right now is in this area, this is not where you are looking for a setup. This is super confusing right now. A lot of people are gonna get wrecked in this area, and so you just walk away right now. You don't you just play it out. Josh Davis, those shorts, they will come your way. This is not the last of it. There'll be more opportunities. I mean, it's a constantly repeating pattern again and again. So you'll have 3 laptops. That's my prediction. Side by side. One window on Discord, one on MarketSpy, Armageddon and the price charts, and the other one, I don't know, hopefully on these live streams, but you're free to choose. Wait a second. What is happening over here? I think there will be a short opportunity soon. Let's switch it over to normal candles and see what's happening here. Oh, and if we switch to the normal candles, Heiken Ashi averages it. So sometimes I do this to see that we're tapping the trend line and we're being resisted, but it does not happen on one candle. So wait for it. It's going to come back up, do it again. And tomorrow morning, when everyone is done slaughtering each other here, fighting to catch the next move, all will lose. We will enter a clean market condition and then take our next trade. But for now, I think I'm already starting to get a general picture of all this. But honestly, I will check fundamentals, and by that I don't mean the development of the Lightning Network or Liquid Network and how things are going with BTC in general. But I'll check the sentiment and see what the news are talking about, for example. And not just news, but like users across maybe Bitcoin Reddit. You guys have any good sources to catch some Bitcoin news? I usually have my corporate Google Play account set up with news feed that just kind of AIs everything that I browse and sort of like consolidates it all together and gives me like this quick breakdown of what is happening. Crypto Panic is also a good one. But once I spot a setup, I ask myself what news may arrive to trigger this particular setup. What news or events may happen sometime down the line to cause this to become a reality. And believe it or not, most of the time something does happen at that exact moment. So I wouldn't be surprised if I go to Twitter and there's some FUD with Binance or something that's tied into to something where everyone was expecting us to go up. I found this channel on YouTube with the Moon, and there's this very interesting guy. You can check him out if you want. It talks about fundamental news quite aggressively, so it's a little hard for me to focus on his style of presentation, but he covers a lot in one breath. In like 5 minutes there's like 5 different pieces of news on his channel. But his analysis, he always says, if we go here, then we go there. If we go there, then we go here. It's always both ways. And so I could never understand how that helps people. I mean, maybe I should start producing charts like that too. And say the bearish scenario and the bullish scenario. In the bullish scenario, we'll do this. In the bearish scenario, I need to see price action go to here. Like, what does it take to garner support from people? So I'm still new to this, but I'm thinking, you know, is this what people do in the crypto sphere? They present others with bearish and bullish scenarios all at the same time? Because sometimes there are signs across markets that tell you certain things, and you have to be prepared for both. But there's a probability, there's a chance of higher probability setup, lower probability setup, and I rarely find anyone, not a single person actually so far, that I've come across have talked about the probability setups. They always talk about, yeah, if this happens then that happens. So it's kind of like a two-way street. Like I want to know, are we going to the Fifth Avenue, or are we hitting like, I don't know, are we going to like some other place over there? I don't know. It's just you know. Okay, a bunch of people do that so that they always look like they're right. It's a good tactic, actually. It's a very good tactic. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. We just wanna keep it real and find good trades. But let's not focus on things that do not matter now. You know what matters right now? A good rest and a reevaluation of the markets tomorrow morning for me. And I'll keep you guys updated on Discord as usual. The whale platoon is now open to anyone who signed up when I was super sick a few days ago. I actually said that, you know, people need some help. It seems that, you know, these calls, regardless whether you're trading, whether you're taking them or not, are useful from what it appears to people. And so I opened it up for anyone who uses the Bybit link to sign up an account there with me. Very few have been trading, but that's okay. Maybe in the future, if they keep seeing good results, they might say, hey, I want to support Crypto Ranger and I'm actually going to trade using his link, because he'll get a little bit of commission, and that'll make it worth his time. So I don't know. Green dot is here. However, my nipple is not blue. It's still white. Money flow is starting to curve up a little bit, minus 15. I recommend you guys, is a very good way to keep tabs on this. Like every time an X amount of minutes passes, keep a notepad right next to your desktop or your laptop or whatever it is that you're using, your phone, and write down this number, and 5 minutes later write down this number again and see how it changed. Minus 19.4, minus 19.3. That means money flow is increasing. And just count like 5 minutes later what this number is. Where will it be? And sort of like let it help you, let it guide you. We bounced off of the baseline. Isn't that crazy? Our baseline is just murdering it. Like there's no better tool to draw a support or resistance. This thing is just like, when you see this, obviously a candle is very indecisive. It needs to have a clean shaven end. It's kind of rough and messy right now. But when I see this dot, what I would do is I wouldn't just jump on it, especially since my vein is white over here. I want it to turn light blue, this color. I don't want it to be white. And so I will scale my orders down below into, let's say theoretically, $10, 50, 70, 100, 500, 1000, 3000, 9000, and finally like 20,000. And that will bring my entry price all the way down. No matter how low the price will go, it will bring it all the way down where necessary. Or if I don't get picked up, at least I'll have my first micro entry over here and we're good to go. So I would do it like that. Now we'll see a couple of candles over here. If you haven't learned that from last week, like up and down, Jedi mind tricks. We'll see like these dual lightsabers show up. Darth Maul lightsabers. And do not FOMO in thinking like this is the bottom. On the new updated, look. I want you to see something real careful over here. Look, this orange MA, the 21 moving average is now acting as immediate resistance. Our baseline is acting as support. Do not expect this. Look. Can we hit it and rise above it or not? So don't FOMO in. Let it play out. Let us go above it. Let us open a few candles above it. Let us hit the resistance line because it was previously support. We're below it. Can we hit it and go above it? Sure. Then we'll go below and then you can long. Not now. Not on this instance of this green dot reversal. You want consistency and grow your accounts? This is the right way to do it. Not jumping on these signals and FOMOing in all at the same time. They will play out. You will see. And as someone mentioned, this BART can actually happen. We'll see. Oh yeah, that's a good question, Josh Davis. I like to keep things on the side, so when I click zoom in, especially when I'm looking at these power zones, it spreads them out according to the color. So VWAP is yellow, light blue wave is right over here. You just match the colors, 53 and 56. The dark blue wave is at -70, for example. These values don't matter, but this VWAP and the money flow is very important for me. Lightning line oscillates between 0 and 100. So RSI is the white one over here. Just love the way it looks, man. White. But it shows you 44 RSI is at this level. But also it shows you in the confluence tab as well, the candlesticks. But you go there by right clicking on the price scale over here, and you want to have all this stuff checked. I don't know if you guys can see it. Can you see it? If you go to labels, this is my setup. I'm just gonna leave it open so you can take a look. I always have it set up like this. Sometimes I change like no overlapping labels to consolidate them all together. So, but this would. See if you can do this, okay? DLive people. You guys actually signed up? Oh my god, I love DLive. Hey, we're gonna open the chest on DLive. People on their phones, I'm gonna add Can I add? Yeah, I'm gonna add some. Gonna add some. There we go. Add some Lino points to D Live, and open the chest so you guys can have it. Oh yeah, 59 Lino points. If you're on D Live, I'm going to open this chest and you can get a tiny little bit. Once I get more users, more supporters on D Live, people who I will add more Lino points so that it's sizable, so that when people watch this channel, they will get paid in crypto as a token of appreciation. D Live allows that. YouTube, greedy shit platform. But no, man, I like it. I like it. So at the end of this session, I will open the chest, and I think a little dialogue will come up, and you have to claim the tokens so that it gets transferred to your wallet. All right. Okay. Yo, these are, see, these are confident candles, and we are rising above the 21 EMA. Let's rise above this level over here, because trust me, sometimes it looks like it's doing this one thing and then it goes the opposite way. Money flow is increasing though on the 5-minute. Blue dot reversal. I think, wait for it. Wait for it. See how on RSI, this is the power zone level. We kept hitting, you know, this is the top because we are curving. The RSI over here is at the bear resistance level. Blood diamond on this candle. Very powerful stuff, this power zone stuff. Bouncing between bear support and resistance, bear support and resistance, even here. See, that's why you never FOMO in. That's why you never FOMO in. Will the 21 MA stop it? I don't know. Probably not. Anyways, we're not trading here, so yeah, I've somehow ended up drawing that stuff from BitMEXC because that's where I had my main account, and I can see that it is indeed resting on the trend line right now. Right over here. But damn, this was precise, man. We came all the way to here. we have a stalker, people. Someone is actively downvoting streams that, if taken seriously, could be making people money. But someone is out there hunting us down, and at least 2 or 3 likes. I think I know who that is. Some guy been on my job for a little while now, since I started not long ago, and I already have a hater. But that is awesome. Yeah, he's out there clicking the downvote button. Makes me feel sad. If I had feelings, I'd be hurt right now. But yeah, this huge candle, I don't believe like we're going to just rapidly jump back up.
You understand, Captain, that this mission does not exist, nor will it ever exist.
Welcome to the mothership, Papa Soma. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks. Guys, I'm telling you, DLive is going to be the future. YouTube is crowded anyways. They don't like me there. They only like people who are dramacidal and who are constantly shilling some systems. I'm shilling a system too. MarketSpy, this, that. Except in my case, it actually works. Mixer? Yeah, Mixer is good. I gotta check that out. I heard this big streamer on Twitter, not on Twitter, sir, Twitch, who goes by the name Ninja. He's a gamer player, but I just randomly saw it in my Google feeds. Apparently that dude left Twitch and went to Mixer. Now I don't know what kind of crowd Mixer is, but I suppose it's only gaming. I don't know if there's like, is what I don't like about these channels is sometimes they restrict you from doing certain things, like, I don't know, playing copyrighted music like what we're doing right now. I get at least like 20 copyright strikes per video, people, on my channel. So I don't know how long we will last here, but we can't trade without some good music. Twitch is all thoughts. I agree. For a second there I read it like Ninja made lots of cash for twitching. Maybe in the beginning he did make lots of cash for twitching. Yeah, I don't know. Listen, guys, if we go to 12K tomorrow, for example, right? Doesn't matter. Like I said, we'll reevaluate, and I'm sure I'll cook up some charts, and we will see. We'll see to it. We'll see and make sure that we had this one. These orange triangles in this new update. If you go all the way down here, potential bottom filter, this is what it is, right? It's a bottom filter. It shows you like the bottom. Think longer to see how it's all in the green. Hidden bullish divergence here on the 1 minute. But I'll tell you what, if you were able to see all of this and finally made up your mind that this is it, this is my moment to shine, then even if you're going to miss this train wherever it is going, I don't recommend that you market buy into this or FOMO in, because that's what FOMOing is basically, essentially. And especially on 1 minute chart, this can change within the next 30 seconds, and you'll realize we hit some super resistance zone, and everything is off the table again, and we're going back. So just be very careful when you see sudden moves like that, because if you did not catch it over here, for example, on these dots, if you missed them and then you're coming in and you're like, okay, it's not too late, this is the definition of FOMO. Okay, it starts over here. It starts on these super nice candles, green Christmas tree, momentum. You're like, it's still got juice left for me to make a killing. I'm gonna 100x this at $100,000, 100,000 contracts at the same time. And as soon as you do that, they'll find you. They'll find you and they'll slam you down back to the ground. And if you're underwater on a high leverage, $40 will wipe you out clean and leave you with no capital to trade with. Don't be that guy. So this is all that I'm going to leave you with in summation. But that's all folks. This isn't the worst short opportunity. We seem to be in a descending channel. Maybe I haven't looked at anything here. But yeah, for those of you guys who are coming in late, check out the updates that I talked about for Armageddon and MarketSpy X, which is nothing major. We just improved the visibility and the color scheme a little bit, just a little tiny bit to make it pop. And nothing technical was changed or added to this. It's already perfect. Don't fix what ain't broken. However, Armageddon still remains in its alpha stage. Experimental features are being played with, and when time allows, some magic happens in the background here. Research and new ideas and technologies become available. They get implemented over here. For now, these triangles are highly experimental. The purple ones are the same ones you see in indicators that inspired MarketSpy, and one of them was Cypher A, I believe. And these are the triangles that appear on Cypher A in the exact same spots. For those of you who own both, feel free to check it out and confirm that these are just as reliable or unreliable as the ones on Cypher. For the others, we have the denim colored dark or light grayish, bluish, somewhere in between reversal triangles. These are the bottom sniffers. Every time I say that. And the orange ones, let's not call it the bottom sniffer anymore, okay? Please remind me not to. I don't even know where that's coming from. Potential bottom filter. Okay, so the filters are here to tell you that overall 20 candles to the left, 20 candles to the right, we're at the bottom. So when you see these, they can give you this extra oomph, extra confirmation, yeah, that we are potentially at the bottom. 1 minute, forget it. Look for them in a downtrend, not when we're flat and not when we're rising. After a sell, a significant sell, not just the first candle or 10 candles down, like I mean top to bottom. And then if you see one of them, take it seriously. If you see them early, of course, common sense, right? You still have to have some common sense and say that, okay, this is probably too good to be true. I don't know. The bottom can never look like this. The bottom can never look like a little sell off and then this is the bottom. That's a dip. That's not a bottom. Even though they're profitable, you hold them for a tiny $20 move up maximum. And if you're market buying, you're losing money because you can't break, or you're breaking even. So it's not worth your time. So Bybit tutorial and how to properly trade on those exchanges properly, not the general interface. Click here to do this, click there to do that. I'll do that video tomorrow, so stay tuned. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace out. Oh yeah, D Live. Let's do the D Live thing. Bybit, no. BitMEX, no. Definitely not. D-Live. Okay, folks, are you ready? You D-Livers, get ready. I'm opening the chest. All right, ready? Make sure you click that claim button or whatever that is. 5 people on D-Live. You better be my people from Discord, because I don't want to be doing this for some random viewers tuning in. Come on in and say hello if you're new to this. All right, here's the chest. It's nothing. It's pennies, but... All right, distribute rewards. 30 seconds. Let's go. $20 seconds. Grab those coins so you can tip me back. Yeah, man, I'm gonna buy like 20,000 of these coins and then just give people $10 per stream or something just for supporting and watching. I think that would be a good way to convert it to bit. Oh, Papa Soma got. Oh, you other people are sleeping or what? Papa Soma, congrats. Yeah, we're gonna recharge and load this account up with some coins if it starts popping off, and then we can actually give back to folks for spending their time with the fams over here. Good looking, Soma. Good looking, man. So what do we do now? Well, now you can test it and give me 1 lemon. So for example, let me introduce you to this. Click the lemon thing if you see it. No? You don't want to give me a lemon? On D-Live there's like lemon. So a lemon is kind of like a little tip. All right, respect, Papa Soma. Thank you for the... Maybe I have to edit the message a little bit, but that's how it works basically. Awesome. It just showed up a bit later, but right on point. See, on YouTube you're the one tipping, and usually here distribution of rewards can actually give back to the viewer, and then the viewers can decide, okay, I can keep it, I can trade it, or I can just give it back to wherever you find on D-Live. There are a lot of great channels on there, so I think we'll stick around and stream to both platforms at the same time for now. Plus, it's sort of like the Bitcoin tag is our territory here. There are very few people who are doing anything similar on D-Live, so I'll check out Mixer as well. All right, folks, it's late. I need to get some rest, and I'll update you all tomorrow. Take a look at what's happening. Need a fresh head. Let's do the outro, people. We have to. Here we come. Outro.